Let's go fishing. This is part 2 of a 2-part series where I went out fishing at one of my favorite local spots close to my house, trying to get on some bass or anything that would bite the lure. In part 1, I had swapped back over to the spoon and saved it from a snag. And you might have seen in the first clip that I snagged again and lost the spoon. Lovely. So what I ended up switching over to is a jointed minnow. And I had luck on this lure years ago, but still haven't been able to replicate it. So with no luck and desperation, I decided to swap back over to the Texas rig worm before I decided to pack up and move further down the bank. Like I said in part 1, this is usually the best spot for low tide because it's the deepest area, as I found that the fish in this area tend to go deeper when the tide gets really low, because where I'm fishing here in this clip is very shallow. But this spot on the bank was one of the very first spots I fished when I moved here, actually using one of the lures that I have here as a rattle trap, and caught fish many months ago. And right about here, I thought I was snagged at first, or maybe on a leaf, because it felt like a fish. It felt like something was on there, but wasn't too sure. It felt tiny, and sure enough, ended up having a bluegill hit the rattle trap. Very surprising. But that bluegill saved me from a skunk. I'll take that any day. So I cast it back out, but made a fatal mistake of casting a little too close to the bank here and snagged and lost that rattle trap. I swear losing rattle traps at the bottom of the Potomac is a tale as old as times. So then I tossed out the jointed minnow I started fishing with in part 1. And with several casts and no luck, I decided to switch over to the Texas rig worm. No luck on that at all, so I swapped back over to a rattle trap, but a smaller version of it, and just began casting around to see what else I could catch. And in this case, it ended up being another seashell. I'm probably not using the right terminology since this is the Potomac, but hey, it's a shell to me. And then many casts later, I ended up snagging, and that was my cue to go home. Not the best, but also not the worst day.